Welcome along to my channel and welcome along to today's topic, which has come off the back of a couple of places actually. It's come off the back of a comment that was on my channel, and also I've been getting this quite a bit with the people that are in my Awakening Meraki community group, where they're saying, oh, how do I know? Because I put a video out there about getting off the awakening path and be the awakened woman that you now are. And how do I know I'm ready? How do I actually know that I am ready for that? So that is what this topic is about today. So welcome along. First of all, if you like my content and you resonate, I would be incredibly grateful if you could like it and subscribe. And the reason for this is because I want to get this message out very clearly to people, is that this journey, this awakening process is about embodiment in the end. The reason why I have pivoted, changed everything, but kept the same channel is for this reason. I want to show people that this journey is to help you create and design the most freaking incredible life for yourself. The awakening is part of the process, the kundalini, all of that is part of the process, but it's not something you need to keep cycling around in forever. So that's what I want to talk about today. So how do you actually know, right? How do you know that you are now like, okay, I can get off this bridge of awakening and be on the other side of it? When you're on top of the bridge, right? So I just want you to visualize this for a moment. So we start through the awakening process, however that is for you. For myself, it was through polarity. It was seeing myself in another body and seeing all the layers of myself and the blocks where I had completely lost and disconnected from me, and I went through a very aggressive kundalini awakening, and it tipped my world upside down at rapid speed. But I'm here and I'm over that bridge. So when we are first awakening, okay, there's a lot going on for us. All of our energy field has been activated. There's just so much heightened, overwhelmed nervous system. Everything is just like, your physical world is falling apart. Everything's just crashing and burning. Eventually that will start to stabilize, and your emotional overload is very, very heavy. But that's going to stabilize at some point. So you're going over the bridge. When you start asking questions, okay, because this is the key that I want to get across here. The whole point of this journey is to remember that you are the higher self, that you're not the ego structure. So if we talk about the higher mind, the lower mind is the one that's sitting in lack and separation and looking at everything as good and bad, and it's judging, right? It's literally saying, it's just judging everything about you, essentially, and everyone else for that matter. But this journey, this particular awakening, is about collapsing all of that judgment within yourself. So that's kind of like the lower self, the lower mind, or a lower frequency of you, or a lower version of you. You are awakening out of that and into unconditional love, into, oh, I am the creator. Oh, these versions of me, I can tap into whichever one I choose to. All right, but as you're ascending, because remember, the soul is awakening, it's not going to let you cycle around in here. Now, yes, many people do, and they do for multiple reasons. But I want to make this video today about the ones that are going and asking this question. This is the question, right? This is what you want to start tuning into. Am I ready? How do I know that I'm ready to walk over the bridge and now embody the awakened woman? Just the question itself is the answer. You see, that is your higher self communicating to you. Your brain is not coming up with that information. It's a higher frequency in your field that you're now going, am I ready? Am I not? Of course you are, if you're asking. Now, you might be still feeling uneasy about it, but how do you get off that bridge? By walking over the uneasiness parts of it. Okay, so at the start of this journey, you're now on the bridge. You're walking over it. You're going to go through some voids, or the first part's clearing all the distortion out of your field. Then you're going to sort of like hover on top of the bridge. This is what often people call looping, where they get stuck and they stay on the top of the bridge. And I'm here to say, get off the bridge, walk over it. And it's scary. And let me tell you what you need to do to get over that bridge, to get over that hump. Stop listening to content that is not serving you, that is activating the mind, and then the mind's going, okay, so this content means X, Y, Z. No. When the higher feminine within you is going, am I ready to drop this content? Probably. Yes, I'm going to take another walk a little bit further over the bridge. Am I ready to be the awakened and embodied woman? I'm going to tune into her because she's speaking to me, and now I can listen because I'm not in all that turmoil. I'm not going through ego death anymore. I can tune in. And yeah, I'm a little bit scared to let go of old content that's not serving me, right? And let me get clear on what that old content is. Collective readings, stuff about something outside of you, something that's disempowering you, right? Something that's saying you have to wait for X, Y, Z to happen, for the next full moon to happen, for you to walk over the other side of the bridge. No. You need to just let go and trust your inner compass. This is the stuff that I work through in the embodied room. Learning to tune into your higher feminine, learning to let her fully express, learning to hear her wisdom, learning to trust that this is real, that all that other stuff actually isn't, all right? It's somebody else's views and opinions. I want you to trust yourself. You don't even need to trust me. I want you to just, if you resonate, take what resonates, but I want you to tune inwards because your answers are within. So when you're starting to circle in these sort of like, maybe I should let go of this. Maybe I should get off social media for a bit. Maybe I need to drop any content that is focused on something outside of me for a bit. That is your higher feminine coming online. You're now ready to tune in more. She was awakened at the start of this journey. She wants to express herself. She doesn't want to be suppressed anymore. And all that other stuff keeps you suppressed. Your feminine energy needs to come into truth, into full expression, into her creativity. And she can do that more and more and more when she steps over the bridge. And she starts to let go of things that are disempowering her. She starts to let go of structures that are not serving her. She steps away from jobs that are not lighting her up. She steps away from relationships that are not lighting her up. She steps away from anything. Like for me, I put an Instagram up yesterday around this. I blew my whole life up. Like I threw all the shit out basically. And it was scary and it was hard. And I was doing it on my own through the middle of a very deep awakening. But it was, my soul was like, this ain't for you. And you can either cling on to it or you can step over and say, you know what, this shit's all blowing up anyway, so I might as well just go with it. And that was what I did. I trusted myself. I went inwards and I fully trusted myself. You see, when you are being the awakened woman, everything naturally aligns to you because now you're being in your truth. Now you're saying, actually, this is what I want for me. This is what my feminine, because you are, if you're listening to my content, that feminine has been suppressed. And when she was first awakened, she was visceral, right? Once you stabilize, she's now going, hang on a minute. Let's go play. Let's go create. Let's stabilize and learn about the polarities within me. Learn about what this masculine energy is providing for me energetically. It's providing me the stability and the safety to walk over that fucking bridge. Okay? Not somebody. Nobody's doing that for you. It is your own inner divine masculine energy which is going to stabilize you to walk over the bridge. But whatever you focus on other stuff, you're not going to feel that divine masculine energy within you because you believe it's somewhere else. It's going to help you walk over the bridge. And that's why I'm encouraging you to let go of stuff. Tune into her, right? So the feminine leads energetically in everything, okay? She leads. She goes, right, I'm hearing, am I ready to be the awakened woman and not the one on the awakening path? I'm asking myself, these questions are dropping into my field. That means that higher aspect of me is speaking through me. And she's saying, yes, you're ready. And it might feel a little scary, but it's through the scariness that you are going to stabilize, you're going to anchor. More of my inner masculine energy is going to stabilize and anchor me so I can get over the bridge. And when I'm over the bridge, guess what happens? Your creative life force energy is very powerful. Purpose really, really ignites. Suddenly, you want to know how to start up your own business, or that role that I've always dreamed of, or it could not even be, something that, you might want to do not-for-profit work. It could be anything, right? That doesn't really matter. You might want to jump on YouTube. You might just want to post on social media. I don't know. You might want to do art, just whatever's birthing from within you. But you can't listen to that, what's inside of you, when you're focused on something outside of you and hovering on top of the bridge. We want you over the bridge. That is what the work is, and the embodied room is all about. It's about learning about, so I have a framework called the compass. It's about the compass, right? The alignment compass is the words I'm looking for. And inside of that, we talk about the compass is you. It's your inner compass. And my role and my purpose is to really bring women back to trusting that intuition, that wisdom, that knowing. Every time you walk, you have this like aha moment. That's the higher aspect of you going, here you go, here's a little nugget, go follow it. And then guess what happens? You start creating structure around the go follow it, right? So when I decided to pivot and change, just revamp things up, it was because something inside of me was saying, you need to be on this path. I want you showing others that you don't need to stay on top of that bloody bridge listening to content that's not serving you anymore. We want you embodied. We want you stabilized. We want you anchored. We want you speaking. We want you running retreats. We want you showing other women how to step into sovereign energy, how to speak your truth without the ego getting in the way and without your fear-based energy driving it. We want you to guide other women back to, it's okay to say, you know what, this is my boundary, and you either meet me here or you don't, and either way is okay. But you're not projecting it onto somebody. You're just saying, this is what I need for me. I need consistency. I need to be anchored. I need somebody in my life that is stable and anchored and consistent. And if you can't meet me there, that's okay. Don't join, right? It's okay to speak that for you. You're not saying you must give me this. You're saying, this is what I need in my life. And you can do this when your own divine masculine energy is focused on you, because you feel it energetically. And so you are more in your truth. You are in your body. And you want to feel, when the feminine is really landed back and she's over the bridge, she will only speak from truth. She will only speak from her authenticity. And you will become incredibly magnetic. And this is where I really help women that are growing their businesses or growing into that. Oh, you know what? I get so many clients that reach out and they say, I've got this business and and it's not just, this is just an example, right? I help women in so many different areas, but I've got this idea and this business, and it's something that I've been wanting to do for years, but I've been too scared. Now is the moment. That is just the old lack limitation part of you. That's an old echo. It's not real. It's an illusion, right? You have been awakened to experience abundance, joy, bliss, and stabilize in that. And then from that, you will start to feel like, I need to step into creating this business, whatever it looks like, right? It will be different for everybody. How do I do this? And so this is where I help women really step into that. Or I don't want to keep working in these, I don't want to keep leading, for an example. And when I'm talking leadership here, I really want to emphasize, I'm talking self-leadership. So I don't want to keep showing up in my workplace the same way, even if I'm leading a team, or if I'm just, not leading a team, but I'm in a role where, we're all self-leading, right? But I want to show up differently in the workplace because I want to be more anchored in the workplace. I want to be more stable. And I help so many women in this place every day. And it's amazing. And they're like, because I'm leading myself differently, everyone is reflecting back to me. You see, the days of us being afraid to ask for a pay increase, the day are gone. The days of us, sitting and waiting for the next role to arrive or the next promotion, they're gone, right? We don't wait anymore. We embody. We become the woman who is living and breathing in that role before you see it in the physical. It's embodiment first, experience after. And so I guess the key message here today is those questions is your higher self speaking through you, tune inwards. It's not something outside of you. This is what we're talking about when we're asking ourselves these questions, am I ready to be the awakened woman? Yes. The answer is yes, always. You are ready. If you're asking, you're ready. Because you will know. Because when you're really heavily in the ascension process, you can't ask these questions of yourself. You're just dying on the couch somewhere, right? You just don't give a shit about this stuff. You're just more invested in just trying to stabilize yourself. But if you're asking these questions, that's your soul nudging you. Tune inwards. Your inner being wants to create. Your inner being wants to stabilize. Your inner being is leading you, and it comes through intuition. It comes through a knowing. It comes through these, do you know what? Am I ready to be the awakened woman? Yes, is the answer. Yes, yes, and yes. All right, and yes, you will still need to take some steps over the bridge a bit more. But the more you do that, the more you will stabilize, the more you will anchor, and you will shift very, very quickly. So this is the work that I do in the embodied room. There are 3 pathways into that. It's a beautiful community, and it's about really showing women it's time to step into your sovereign energy. It's time to be the embodied, gorgeous woman that you actually are, and that you always have been, but all these shadow parts have been getting in the way. It's time for you to embody the woman that can hold abundance. It's time to be that woman that can stabilize a business if that's what's in your desire, right? If that's what's in your soul's knowing. So all of those things that are, hovering around, that is you. That's your soul going, this is something you can tap into. You can tap into this, but you've got to trust yourself. And you've got to know that the path will light its way on the journey. You're not going to get the full path. That's the key. That's where we struggle, because we believe that we should get the whole path lit up first. But that's all just bullshit, right? It's absolute bullshit. While I'm creating this video, I'm sitting in an accommodation. I'm actually in Seoul in Korea. Now, I've had some interesting experiences on this journey. I've been here for a week. One of them is that I've got a very, very sick child. Well, I shouldn't call her a child, she's a grown woman, but anyway, in another room. I'm like, you go there, do all your coughing over there while I record this video. We got chucked out of an Uber at 11:30 at night in the middle of freaking no man's land, left with barely any charge in our phones. Like, there's been some shit that's gone down on this trip. And but when your nervous system is regulated, you navigate your way through those things, right? And you've got to trust yourself. You've got to trust that things are going to happen, right? Shit's gonna happen, I won't even go into the Uber story because it was pretty traumatic, but I was very regulated, very settled. But it was the point that I'm trying to get across here is I couldn't foresee that. I also couldn't foresee the fact that I accidentally booked one night in my Airbnb instead of 2, and we got kicked out of that as well. So it's been an interesting journey. I couldn't foresee any of that. Stuff happens, right? How I help people is going, when that stuff happens, right? When you get chucked out in a foreign country where you don't speak English and your phone's about to die, and at 11:30 at night with luggage, like lots of big luggage, and you're just stuck there, It's how you handle those situations. Because let me tell you, that wasn't on my path that night, not at all. And you're bloody tired, you've been traveling all day. I won't go into why that happened, but let's just say it was not something that I want to experience again. But the point being is that you navigate the path as you move through it. You are a soul, you're evolving, you're expanding, and this path now is about expansion. It's not about constriction and limiting yourself anymore. You've been living in limitation and lack and scarcity. The soul has awakened to say no more. Release it, get over the other side of the bridge, stop listening to shit that's not serving you anymore, and come over here, walk over the bridge. Embodiment, you are incarnated to have a physical experience at your fullest expression and your full authenticity. And your soul, you will feel the power of yourself, and you'll feel the power of that beautiful divine masculine energy, but equally you're going to feel that beautiful divine feminine energy, and she has a voice. She has a business inside of her. She has a role inside of her. She has something to give to this world. And that is what the rise of the feminine is all about. And then the masculine inside of you builds the structure. That is what I talk about in the embodied room. So if that resonates with you, trust yourself. If you're asking these questions, your higher feminine is saying, knock, knock, get over the bridge, you're ready, get away from all of this. It might feel a little uncomfortable. Move through that. You'll move through it pretty quickly, and you'll start to feel better and better and better and better, because you are now remembering that you are the divine being of light, and these two polarities stabilize within you, and you start working with the two, and you start co-creating. You start creating and redesigning the most incredible and phenomenal life. So if this lands with you and you want to, follow my Instagram, I've been putting quite a bit up on Instagram. My journey is, I just share it on here, but I really want to support women to get out of that suppressed energy, and the ego wants to throw all its toys out, but actually you don't need to throw your toys out. When you're in your divine feminine essence, everything gets reflected back in the most incredible ways, because you're living in your truth. You're living from alignment. You've walked over the bridge, and so you should have, right? You've been awakened. Get over it. Don't hover on the bridge. Get over the bridge. Get over the bridge. Come to the promised land. I sound like I'm preaching. Anyway, the point being is tune inwards. Get to know that higher feminine. She exists within you. She's the one leading. The masculine follows, right? And it's all happening within you. You will feel this more and more the more you start to just trust that inner knowing, that inner compass. If you need some help and support, you're welcome to book a coaching session with me. You're welcome to come and check out the embodied room. There are 3 pathways into that. And, I want to support people over that bridge. Get over the bridge, expand, evolve, start up something that lights you up. Be in a place that you're not suffocated, you're not suppressed, you're not shut down, you're not disconnected. That is the point of this journey. I can tell you, I feel incredible. I feel amazing. Even in whatever that shit show was the other day, I still, once I got it sorted, and some lovely local people helped us, ordered us a taxi and actually paid for it, bless them. And I got in there and I'm like, you just got to laugh. You've got to laugh this stuff off. And having a very sick person with me at the same time. So it was a very stressful situation, but this is what a regulated energy looks like. The old version of me from 4 or 5 years ago wouldn't have reacted that way. She would have lost her shit. This one, no. This one, very regulated. Just deal with what's in the moment, and then the next light will come and I will just guide myself through it. Anyway, hope that this really lands today. If you want some help and support, please don't hesitate to reach out, connect. Love for you to put some comments down. And again, just like and subscribe if my work resonates. I really want to help people just get to the truth of this journey. And it's about you. It doesn't mean you're going to miss out on all these experiences. It just means the experiences are going to be elevated, expanded. You're a highly evolved soul. Trust it. Sending so much love.